So the next type that we're going to look at is the Boolean type. And before I go ahead and show you some examples, let me copy all this code related to the unknown type to its own particular file so that you can refer to it later on. So a Boolean type, as the name suggests, always holds values that are either true or false. Let us look at some examples. I'll declare a Boolean variable over here. So we have a variable called Boolean value, and you can only store Boolean values to this particular variable. So as you already saw, we can obviously save literal values to this particular variable, so true and false will work. So as you see, our variable can contain literal values whether it's true or false. So this variable can also contain any expression that returns true or false. Let's have a look at an example. So you see TypeScript doesn't complain over here. What I'm really trying to do over here is test whether type of this string is actually equal to string, which will always be true, and hence the Boolean value variable contains true returned by this particular expression, and TypeScript knows that this variable can hold a Boolean value and hence it does not complain. Here is another example of an expression. Now, since this expression will always be equal to true, hence no complaints by TypeScript. Now, here are a few examples of what TypeScript won't let you do. So if I try to save an object to this particular variable, TypeScript is going to throw an error. Let's see. Now, the moment I pass an object to this particular variable, TypeScript throws an error and it says type object is not assignable to type Boolean. So anything apart from Boolean cannot be saved. Let's try a string and confirm this. Again, same error thrown by TypeScript, but now this time it says that type string is not assignable to the type Boolean. Now, one important thing that you need to note over here is that undefined and null are not considered as falsy values. So you cannot assign undefined and null to the Boolean value variable. Let's try it out. Now, if you see here, if I try to assign null and undefined, TypeScript is throwing an error because it does not consider null and undefined as falsy values. Type null is not assignable to type Boolean. And over here it says type undefined is not assignable to type Boolean. So just raising a red flag here that null and undefined are not considered as Boolean values by TypeScript. In fact, undefined and null are two different types which we are further going to discuss in this particular course. I think with this we are clear about Booleans. We can now move on to the next type.